Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku.co daily stock market review for the trading day ending Monday, August 8th. Firstly to the S&P 500 on the daily charts, and here we see the market establishing a new major high again, taking out the previous day's trading. The buyers able to push the market up to the 2185 level, so off the back of that solid upside net momentum from the previous day's trading where the buyers had strong control, we see formation of this indecisive spinning top type candle, and this does suggest that there is strong potential for a change of trend. So we will be watching the lows of this current candle trading at 2177 very carefully. The introduction of indecision at the end of this uptrend over the last 2, 3, 4 days or so certainly does suggest that we could see that change of trend. It would be healthy for this market, and we are likely to see support then if we do breach down through the low of this candle, which by the way coincides with the previous swing high from about 4 days ago. If we do breach through there, looking to strong support to come in the Tenkan initially at the 2166 level. In terms of Ichimoku, we maintain a positive market in all three timeframes, bullish in the longer term, medium, short-term timeframe, strongly supported by the checker span. We are just looking a little overextended in depth of price action away from the Ichimoku cloud. And as we move past the end of this week, the cloud will actually move significantly higher over the next week, so lessening any urgency for the market to retrace. So if the buyers are able to resist any retracement over the next week or so, we may see the market then move on to make higher highs in line with the Ichimoku cloud moving higher and providing a more or a less urgent reaction back towards equilibrium. Moving to our bands with the S&P, and here we see the bands continuing to squeeze, so suggesting that in its normal cyclical fashion we move from high volatility to low volatility back to high volatility, and these phases do tend to correlate themselves with trending action and congestion or retracement. And obviously the high volatility situations tend to be the trending action, and the low volatility situations or the market squeezing into low volatility tend to correlate with congestion or retracement back towards the mean. At the moment we are squeezed. Previously we did see a bullish breakout to the upside, but as always with these bullish breakouts, initially we like to then see the solid bullish follow through, and we haven't seen that. We've seen the introduction of indecision, so we have some doubt about whether this trend that is continuing to the upside will continue. This means that we do have to watch for that head fake that John Bollinger talks about, with the where we break out in one direction and then we move back to start trending down very strongly in the other direction. So just watching very carefully. Initially the support around that upper band at 2174, and then all the way through down to the lower band at 2159. Moving next to the Dow 30, and the Dow 30, similar type of trading activity over the last couple of days, but importantly the market was very much weaker over the last few weeks than the S&P, where we established our major high about 2-3 weeks ago, 18622, and we weren't able to take it out even today. We are approaching up towards that area, but the introduction of indecision in this candle does suggest that we may not reach there for the next few days trading. We certainly could see a change of trend, and if we do see a change of trend, looking to the Tenkan at 18408 to hold as strong support. In terms of Ichimoku in this market, a bull market in all three timeframes, very similar type of cloud activity here, where the cloud is very thin, not as thin as with the S&P, but certainly a thinnish part of the cloud, which then does move higher after the end of this week. And with the bands, with the Dow 30, and very different than we saw with the S&P, we do have the squeeze going on, so preparing for some trending price action. We did fail to break out for the previous day's trading. The upper band held as resistance, and it continues to hold as a resistance today. The introduction of indecision here does suggest very good likelihood of the market trading down, looking to support at the middle of the bands, 18467, and the lower band becomes very important, 18385, and watching for a potential breakout in either direction. next to the Nasdaq, and formation of a black body candle here does suggest that the net momentum that the buyers built on the previous day's trading with that gap up, it certainly is weakening, and we have a switch in net momentum away from the buyers to the sellers. We do, however, have a larger shadow on the bottom of this candle, and it reflects the sellers losing commitment down at these lower levels. We have seen the buyers continue with control, only just though. We're trading just above the midpoint level. But the important thing here is that even though we've had a black body form, we haven't seen the sellers take control, and they did lose commitment. So there is some doubt about whether we will see a change of trend to the downside. But importantly also, the story here is that the buyers don't have the same strength that they did previously. So some doubt about whether they will be able to continue up towards that previous major high around 4816. We do have a solid base of support just below where these two candles are trading at this window, and it extends down to 4749. And down below there, just slightly below, is the Tenkan-sen, which could hold a strong support. A bull market in all three timeframes, but looking very overextended in depth of price action away from the Ichimoku cloud. Wouldn't surprise to see a retracement, but our benchmark moving forward will continue to be the Tenkan-sen indicator. Just looking at the bands here with the Nasdaq 100 and continued price activity above the upper band does highlight that this certainly is the stronger market out of the three that we've looked at so far. The ability to maintain above the upper band suggests that we do have a strong bullish tone continuing in this market. If we do see any retracement, looking to the upper band at 4745 to continue to hold as support as it has done previously. Enter the Russell 2000 and bullish market in all three timeframes, trading above each of the Ichimoku indicators, supported by the Chica span. So suggesting we have strength in this market, continuing the trend to the upside, a higher low, but interacting with the 1233 level and being rejected from there. The buyers losing commitment above that level. Off the back of that solid build of upside momentum, the buyers in control, they have lost control and they've lost that momentum. So potential for a change of trend to the downside, but looking to strong support to come in initially at 1225, then down at 1220, and then at the Tenkan-sen indicator at 1217. Moving with the bands, with the Russell 2000 and the squeeze going on as we saw with the other indexes and the bullish breakout, but the lack of follow through does suggest that the market may be unable to maintain that solid bullish price action up above the upper band. If we do see that retracement occur, looking to the 1220 area where the upper band trades to hold as strong support.